Welcome back. There is a live look outside from the Oregon coast. That's our In It Spanish Head Resort Hotel camera in Lincoln City. Thanks for watching Afternoon Live. Aviation has changed a great deal throughout the last century, but what hasn't changed is humans' fascination with flight. Here to share more, we welcome the author of the new book, Why Fly? Seeking Awe, Healing, and Our True Selves in the Sky, Caroline Paul. Thank you so much for being with us today.
I'm really excited. Thank you, Hannah.
You've been flying for your entire adult life. What first got you hooked?
I think Amelia Earhart, like
Yeah.
a lot of people. I think when I was a young girl who was interested in adventure, and the only role model that I had was Amelia Earhart. So I thought of all adventure. I didn't really talk about women in adventure at all, and I thought,
Sure.
oh, maybe I could fly.
That's amazing. You open the book with a pretty harrowing tale of an emergency landing. I mean, that's a great way to get us hooked in chapter one. It was so exciting to read.
Yes, I fly a tiny, light experimental aircraft, so emergency landings sometimes happen. And I had to think, I'm trying to convince people how incredible flying is. Should I start with this? But as a writer, it made sense.
Yeah. Well, it's, so interesting to take that journey with you mentally as you're going through all the steps of what to do next to get yourself to safety. And then the structure of the book is the stages of flight. Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, I mean, this is a book kind of trying to convince people that flying is wondrous.
Yeah.
And it's kind of flights of fancy, honestly, so I wanted to structure it really solidly, and so I do it as if we're taking one flight together. So it starts with pre-flight, taxi, takeoff, flight, and then finally landing.
You weave in so many interesting historical characters. Oh, there's you up in the sky. That is so cool. You bring us all these tales of, other people who've been fascinated by flight throughout history, and then also some of your personal story. What made you decide to be so vulnerable to share a lot of that with us?
Honestly, I've been flying for a long time, but I had never been obsessed with it.
Yeah.
I liked it. It offered me adventure. But I didn't become obsessed until I was 58, and I began to fly a gyrocopter.
Okay.
Which is an odd-looking open cockpit, helicopter-looking thing. And so I really wanted to write about flight, but I couldn't. But because I had recently become obsessed with flying, mostly I think because my marriage was declining, and so I couldn't write a book about flight without talking about my descending marriage as well.
That makes a lot of
I
sense.
didn't want to talk about my private life.
Right?
But you have to be authentic as a writer. So.
There you go. You got to work with what you have.
Right.
I love the way that you do weave in these other characters, like talking about Georgia O'Keeffe becoming inspired from the bird's eye view. We often think about her super close-up works, right? But you found her fascination with clouds.
Yeah, a lot of people sort of are really transformed by flight.
Yeah.
I think we forget that because we fly in passenger planes these days, which are, they're uncomfortable or terrifying or inconvenient. But when you take a flight in a smaller plane, or even simply take the window seat and just allow yourself to be amazed, I think it really sparks creativity. And of course, Georgia O'Keeffe started her famous Cloud series, which is a series of 11 paintings. She painted her biggest painting ever. I think it was like 8 feet tall by 25 feet, something huge. Of course, because it was the sky.
Exactly, exactly. I think we have one more piece of great footage of you wing walking, which, I mean, most of us have not experienced this. I mean, what is it like to be up there in such a precarious situation?
Well, as a pilot, I didn't really want to get out on a wing, but I was doing it because I was writing a book about that, and I was looking into awe. And the truth is, when you fly and you're tiny and vulnerable in the sky, you experience awe. So I was dumb enough to go wing walking. It was fantastic. I was a surly wing walker until they started doing the barrel rolls and loops, and then I became transfixed.
Yeah, that's incredible. Well, I love this perspective of, I think a lot of us wouldn't think of flying as a way to experience the outdoors, right? But it is sort of a different form of adventure in that way.
Yeah, I mean, it's very kinetic. Well, I fly open. It's very important to say I fly an open cockpit, because then you're feeling the temperature, you're feeling the wind, and really the world is going by under your feet. And at the time in my life where I was flying a gyrocopter, I was feeling exposed, honestly. in my life on the ground, and so kind of made sense that I wanted to
Yeah.
be really exposed in my gyrocopter.
Yeah, oh my gosh, it is so fascinating to read, and you've done some great research, and thank you so much for bringing your story to us today.
Thank you so much for having
So
me.
lovely
Thank
chatting with you. Okay, so Caroline's book again is called Why Fly. She will be appearing at Powell's Books on West Burnside tonight at 7 p.m. We'll have more information on our website at katu.com. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.